Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Masters in Chemistry. Today I would like to discuss the few topics which is important to MSET orientation. Friends, just we are discussing some of the topics that is very important regarding of MSET pattern. Let us see some of the important topics which frequently asking in MSET orientation. The first one I'm saying hyperconjugation. Some of the bits which is coming from hyperconjugation, and number two is electron withdrawing and as well as electron donating group. The third one is plus mesomeric effect, minus mesomeric effect, plus inductive effect, minus inductive effect. And the next one is mostly they're asking the questions from organic conversion. The next one IUPAC nomenclature. The next one SN1 reaction, SN2 reaction, and their reactivity. There is a question which is asking in the previous examination. Now we will see in detail. Identify the compound which has maximum number of bond resonance structures. I'm repeating. Identify the compound which has maximum number of bond resonance structures. Now they are giving the different types of structures. We will see step by step. Friends, you see here. The first one they're giving like this. In aromatic ring system, benzene, and this benzene containing carbon, and this benzene containing the three methyl groups. The next one, aromatic ring carbon benzene, which containing CH2, CH3. The third one, the aromatic ring containing benzene, which containing hydrogen and CH3 twice. The next one, the aromatic ring containing benzene and which containing CH3. Okay. Now we will see. Now we are seeing that what is meant by bond resonance structures. Just see, friends, what is meant by bond resonance structures. Bond resonance is also known to be that hyperconjugation. I'm repeating. Bond resonance is also known to be that hyperconjugation. Now I will explain what is known to be that hyper. Okay. Now we will see what is meant by no bond resonance and what is meant by the hyperconjugation. I will tell you the hyperconjugation in detail. Hyperconjugation which is identified in sp3, sp2 carbon containing system. Let me ask a question. What is meant by sp3, sp2 carbon? The best example here I'm taking an example like benzene. Okay, and here we can have benzene, and this benzene ring containing a functional group is a carbon, a substituent like carbon, and which containing 3 hydrogen. Okay, it is nothing but toluene, or it is nothing but methylbenzene. What is this? Toluene or methylbenzene. According to that IUPAC nomenclature, it is known to be that methylbenzene. Okay. Now let me explain what is meant by hyperconjugation. Before explaining the hyperconjugation, I will explain the hybridization of each and every carbon. Here, this carbon having sp2 hybridization, this carbon is sp2, and this carbon is sp2 hybridization, and this carbon is sp2, and this carbon is sp2, and this carbon is sp2. What is sp2, right? Which containing double bond character. We can write clearly here. I'm taking C6H5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Then here we can have CH3, carbon, hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. Now we see the carbon. This carbon containing double bond. Okay, it is sp2. This carbon, sp2. And these two carbons having double bond, sp2, sp2. this carbon having sp2 hybridization, and it is also having sp2 hybridization. Okay, now coming to this carbon, and this carbon which is having the hybridization which is sp3. Okay, then now we are seeing the minimum conditions for no bond resonance, or I'm taking as hyperconjugation, it must containing sp3 sp2 carbon. I will tell you what is this no bond resonance structure. Now there is a question is asking in 2019, the 2019 April batch in AP MCET examination, this question they're asking. Okay, now let me ask let me give you the clarity. How many hyperconjugated structures are possible from methylbenzene? Okay, now which is sp2 carbon? This is sp2 carbon, and where is adjacent sp3 carbon? And here the adjacent sp3 carbon is here. Okay, and here we can have sp2 and as well as sp3. Right, now see this. Now it is sp3 carbon, and it is known to be that sp2 carbon, sp2 and as well as sp3. Okay, now and this sp3 containing how many hydrogens? This is 1, and it is 2, and it is 3. Now we can explain clearly what is meant by no bond resonance. Simple. Here I'm taking benzene, and here we are taking methylbenzene. What is methylbenzene? C6H5CH3. Okay, we should take the two carbons. This carbon is sp3 and this carbon is sp2. Now I will tell you what is meant by no bond resonance. No bond resonance, we should have the minimum condition sp3 sp2 carbon, and this sp2 carbon containing 3 hydrogen. You see here the sp3 carbon containing 3 hydrogen. This is hydrogen 1, it is hydrogen 2, and it is hydrogen 3. Okay, now I will tell you what is meant by no bond resonance. Say this: hydrogen 1, hydrogen 2, hydrogen 3. Now I'm breaking hydrogen 1 bond, which is more electronegative, hydrogen to carbon. Carbon is more electronegative. Then what happened? Carbon having the negative charge and hydrogen having the positive charge. Okay, now we will see then what happened. C6H5, and here we can have carbon, here we can have hydrogen, and here we can have hydrogen, carbon. Hydrogen leaves as H plus, and carbon having the negative charge. Okay, carbon bearing the negative charge. Then next what happened? You see this negative charge participating in the bond formation. Then there is a possibility of resonance. Okay, it is known to be that resonance stabilization. Double bond here, double bond here, double bond carbon, hydrogen, hydrogen. Now here we can have the negative charge. Now in organic chemistry, resonance and stability both are directly proportional. When the resonance forms increases, when the resonance forms of any structure of any molecules increases, then what happens? Stability increases, but stability is also increases. So I'm saying here we can have methylbenzene as a reactant, and this methylbenzene containing sp3 carbon, and it containing sp2 carbon, and this sp2 carbon containing hydrogen, which containing hydrogen, and which containing hydrogen. Okay, now we can take how many hydrogens we can take? We can take this hydrogen like this. We can have hyperconjugated structures. We can take this carbonyl, this hydrogen is also, and we can take this hydrogen. Simple. When they're asking a question like this, just they're giving different types of question. Simply they're giving like this. What is this? Methylbenzene. I can write like this now. You see this. I can write like this carbon, hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. Now we should identify which is sp3 and which is sp2. It is sp3 and it is sp2. No bond resonance is identified in between the two carbon, sp3, sp2. Now, how many hydrogens are attached with sp3? That is important. How many hydrogens are attached? 3. Number of hyper conjugated structures is equals to 3. Okay. Now it's first one. Next one. Now I'm taking another example here. This is first example. The same example they're giving like this. They're giving the different examples. Now just we need to count how many hyperconjugated structures are there. Now it is known to be that ethyl benzene. Okay. Now where is the sp2, sp3 hydrocarbon? Where is the sp3 carbon and sp2 carbon? Here we can have sp2 carbon and here we can have an sp3 carbon. Now no bond resonance, the minimum condition is sp3 sp2 carbons, right? Now how many hydrogens are directly attached to sp3? 1, and here is 2, and this carbon attached to carbon, so here there is no hydrogen. How many hyperconjugated structures? Hyperconjugated structures here is equals to 2. Now second example. Now we can have third example. The third example here I'm taking, okay, it is carbon, CH3, CH3, and they're keeping hydrogen here. Now we should identify which is sp2 carbon. Now this carbon is sp2. sp2 adjacent should be sp3. sp2 adjacent is sp3. Now sp3 must containing hydrogen, and this carbon directly attached to hydrogen. How many hydrogens are there? 1. Attached to methyl, no hydrogen. Attached to methyl, no hydrogen. Okay. Now we should identify how many hyperconjugated structures are there. The number of hyperconjugated structures are there is equals to 1. Now we can have the fourth example. They are giving like this in the 2019 examination. CH3, CH3. Now they're keeping like this, CH3. Okay. How many carbons are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now this is nothing but isopropyl benzene. Okay, isobutyl benzene. I'm sorry. In the isobutyl benzene, which containing a branched chain linkage, again we should identify number of hyperconjugated structures, and this carbon is sp2. sp2 adjacent sp3. sp3 carbon must containing hydrogen. Carbon attached to carbon, there is no hydrogen. Carbon attached to carbon, there is no hydrogen. Carbon attached to carbon, there is no hydrogen. Okay, that means number of hyperconjugated structure value is equals to 0. Okay, right. In your previous examination, they're asking which structure containing maximum number of no bond resonance: methyl benzene, ethyl benzene, isopropyl benzene, isobutyl benzene. In 4 examples, methyl benzene containing 3 hyperconjugated structures, ethyl benzene containing 2, isopropyl benzene containing 1, and isobutyl benzene containing 0. Number of sp3 carbon containing hydrogens increasing, number of hyperconjugated structures. Okay. Now you see here. In a previous examination, the question is like this. Identified the compound which has maximum number of no bond resonance structures. Okay. Now you see this. What is this? Isobutyl benzene. Okay. In isobutyl benzene, which carbon is sp2? This carbon is sp2. Adjacent carbon is sp3. sp3 carbon containing no hydrogen, and here no hydrogen, and here no hydrogen. Hyperconjugate structures value 0. Next, number 2 example. In the number 2 example, you see this. Here sp2. The adjacent is sp3. sp3 containing with ethyl benzene, hydrogen 1, hydrogen 2. And here we can have methyl. There is no hydrogen. How many hybrid conjugate structures are there? Is 2. Next one. Now I'm taking isopropyl benzene. And this carbon containing how many hydrogens are there? Only one hydrogen. Okay, which is sp3, and this carbon is sp3. The adjacent carbon is sp2. Okay, now it is methyl, no hydrogen, only one hydrogen. Hyperconjugate structure is 1. Now we are taking the final example. What is this? Toluene. How we can write the toluene? Benzene with C, 3 hydrogen, hydrogen 1, 2, 3. Now this carbon, which is sp3, the adjacent carbon, which is known to be sp2, hyperconjugation, the minimum requirement should be sp2 carbon attached to sp3. sp3 must containing hydrogen. 1, 2, 3. How many hydrogens are there? 3. Hyperconjugate structures, when we are counting, Hc is equals to 3. Now, which is having the highest number of no bond resonance structures? The highest number of no bond resonance structures are identified. I'm repeating. The highest number of no bond resonance. The highest number of no bond resonance structures are identified for the 4th example. I'm taking as toluene. Toluene containing the highest number of no bond resonance when compared with the first example. We're taking here the first example. This is isobutyl benzene. Second example, ethyl benzene. Third example, isopropyl benzene. The 4th example, methyl benzene. Okay, now hyperconjugate structures are identified based on, I'm repeating, hyperconjugate structures are identified based on sp3, sp2, sp3, sp2 condition, and sp3 carbon condition. Now we will see another example how it is identified in carbocations. Okay, what is carbocation? We can have different types of carbocation. Number 1, methyl carbocation. Number 2, you see this, CH3 CH2 plus ethyl carbocation. Number 3, CH3 C CH3H propyl carbocation. Number 4, 1 2 3 4 isobutyl carbocation. Now this is methyl, and it is known to be primary carbocation, secondary carbocation, tertiary carbocation. Okay, now carbocation hybridization is always sp2. In carbocation, carbon hybridization sp2. Carbocation, carbon hybridization sp2. Carbocation, carbon hybridization sp2. Okay, now we should identify no bond resonance structures. sp3 carbon, sorry, carbocation is sp2. sp2, there is no sp3. What is the main requirement for no bond resonance? It must containing sp3 sp2. sp2 is there, but there is no sp3. There is no sp3. So here hyperconjugated structures value is equals to 0. Next one, CH3 CH2 plus. It is known to be the primary carbocation. This carbon is sp2. Adjacent carbon is sp3. Okay, now I'm writing like this. It is sp2 and it is sp3. sp2 sp3. Okay, the condition is sp2 sp3. sp3 containing how many hydrogens? 1 2 3. 3 hydrogens. Okay, so how many hyperconjugate structures are there? 3. Next one. Next, they're taking the example like secondary carbocation. In the secondary carbocation, and this carbon containing 3 hydrogens, and this carbon containing 3 hydrogens, and it is sp3. Sorry, please. And this carbocation is sp2. Adjacent sp3. Adjacent sp3, and here adjacent only hydrogen. Okay, now sp2 sp3 sp2 sp3 sp2 sp3 sp2 sp3 sp3 containing how many hydrogens are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6. So when we're discussing hyperconjugate structures, how many hyperconjugate structures are there? 6. For tertiary carbocation, I'm taking here tertiary carbocation, carbon with CH3. Carbon with CH3. Carbon with CH3. 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 Carbon with CH3. Now we should find how many sp2 and sp3. Carbocation carbon sp2. Carbocation carbon is always sp2. Adjacent carbon sp3. Adjacent carbon sp3. Adjacent carbon sp3. sp2 sp3. sp2 sp3. sp2 sp3. Okay. sp3 containing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many hyperconjugate structures are there? 9. And here we can have examples. The first example I'm taking, methyl carbocation. There is no hyperconjugation. Primary carbocation, there are 3 hyperconjugate structures. Secondary carbocation, there are 6 hyperconjugate structures. Tertiary carbocation, there are 9 hyperconjugate structures. When the number of hyperconjugate structures increases, then what happens? Stability increases. Hyperconjugation is always directly proportional. I'm repeating. Hyperconjugation is always directly proportional to. Friends, you will get one objective for MCET examination from hyperconjugation. You can go through all those guidelines, okay? Right, coming back to our content, some of the AMP topics from organic chemistry, which is asking in MCET and JEE. Number 1, no bond resonance. Number 2, orientation effects. Number 3, inductive mesomeric resonance effect. Number 4, organic conversions. Number 5, IUPAC nomenclature. Number 6, SN1, SN2. Just when you are going through all the 6 topics, definitely you will get about 7 to 10 marks. I'm repeating. When you are going through all these 6 topics, definitely you will get about 6 to 10 marks for your MCET. In your MCET, the paper weightage is 160 mark. Chemistry marks weightage is 40 marks. From the 40 marks, if you are covered these 6 topics, definitely you will deserve with 8 to 10 marks. Okay, 8 to 10 marks will be with your hands. The continuation class about orientation effects, electron withdrawing groups, and the rest of the topics we will see in the next class. Thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel, Masters in Chem.